Sabotage on the Rails, Story 149, Part 2. Paul had fixed some grilled cheese and tomato soup for us. After Bubba inhaled his, he continued his story. With the lights from J&L Steel illuminating the crash scene, railroad inspectors quickly realized this was no tragic accident. The railroad tracks had been tampered with. The following day, the FBI and Pennsylvania State Police were searching for clues around the wreck. On the hill above, they found a claw bar and wrench, both with signs of having been used recently, and both belonging to the railroad. Investigators now believe the saboteurs were employees with a grudge. Whoever damaged the rails was careful enough not to break the bond wire. A broken wire would have automatically triggered signals along the route to stop all trains. On Thursday, March 20th, 1941, the United States Coast Guard sent divers to the bottom of the Ohio River searching for more tools. It was felt that if more claw bars were found, it would prove that there was more than one saboteur. The divers did find another wrench. Authorities were convinced that at least two people had tampered with the rails. The following day, attention turned to a fireman on the Buckeye Express. He was on the back of the train and getting ready to signal the engine when he spotted two men on a hill beside the train watching. Seconds later, the train derailed. Further, 44 Soviet engineers were riding on the Manhattan Limited heading from the West Coast to New York City. They had disappeared. What was their mission? Could the Manhattan Limited have been the target of the saboteurs? Were the Russian engineers the target? The United States hadn't yet entered World War II. That was still 9 months away. Bubba barked that in the weeks following the derailment, the Pennsylvania Railroad and authorities investigated over 30 previous employees who may have had cause to sabotage the tracks. A few arrests were made, the most prominent being George Pressacan from Conway, Pennsylvania. He was a former watchman for the railroad and had worked near the accident site. He was wanted by the police for abandoning his wife and daughter. Just days after the accident, he fled Conway and traveled to Milwaukee. A state trooper investigating the train wreck was on vacation in Milwaukee when he spotted Pressacan. He arrested him and brought him back to Pennsylvania to the state police barracks in Butler. After intensive interrogation, Pressacan was released. By December, he was arrested and sentenced to serve time at Western Penitentiary in Pittsburgh for raping a woman. Bubba barked that who sabotaged the rails that snowy night in 1941 has never been discovered. Was it a couple of disgruntled former employees of the railroad? Was the Manhattan Limited the actual target that night? Who were the 44 Soviet engineers, and was the accident caused to try and prevent them from reaching New York? The answers are lost to time. Today, the bright glow of the J&L plant no longer shines over the Ohio River. The Manhattan Limited and Buckeye Limited are but memories. But on cold winter nights, the sounds of passing freight trains and the Amtrak train heading from Chicago to Pittsburgh can still be heard as they pass the site where the Buckeye Limited jumped the rails so many years ago. Bubba barked that he wanted to go spy on the cats and got up and left the room. I hope this finds you safe, healthy, and sane. And please beware of wiener dogs asking you what kind of shoes spies wear. Sneakers.